Loki. If I told you I could grow mushrooms on any part of my body, would that make you hungry?
Give us the eye, puny man!
Okay, so we've been cooperating a little bit here together and playing Zombie Vikings, the 4-player co-op brawler from Zoink Games, who gave us Stick It to the Man, a very different kind of game. Can you tell us a little bit about why you wanted to go this route with your next game?
Well, I think with Stick It to the Man, we had really a lot of fun doing that. But as usual, as you know, when you're indie developer and you're creative, once you've done a game, you kind of like, you still get, you've done that, so you want to try something else. You want to try to push yourself, and it's just a lot easier to be creative when you have something totally new to work with. And I think this time we just wanted to see if can we push ourselves to really do more hardcore action gameplay. Can we do it, and can we do it well? Can we learn or teach ourselves how to do that? And that's kind of why we went this way with it.
It's a very, very strange little story that's played out here. The story of the Zombie Vikings. They are basically a crew of zombies that have been raised from the dead by Odin to retrieve his eye.
Yeah.
Is that the gist of it?
That's right. That's pretty much it. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, kind of like Odin. Odin loses his. Well, he actually only has one eye from the beginning, which is the kind of the basic story of Odin. Loki steals his other eye, so he goes around blind, and he tries to get the eye back. And Thor and all the other gods are kind of busy. They're kind of like brats now. They're not really doing their job. So he decides to basically raise his own zombies, these old kings and warriors, and see if they can go out and get it back. But then the story evolves into also being a little bit more about what are these zombies, what did they actually do before in their life before, and you get to find out what's behind all these characters. So it's kind of like, in a way, like a buddy movie also, Yeah, a very strange buddy movie.
But what's funny about it is that the actions. First of all, the characters are very different. They play very different from each other. But this, it seems like every action has sort of it's almost like comedic touch to every move that you pull in the game.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We tried to do that. I mean, we have 4 different characters, and then, for example, Sigurd, which is he's kind of like a mix between a squid and a normal zombie, of course. So he has a squid inside his body, an octopus, And so, for example, one thing you can do with him is that you can charge his special move, and what happens then? His whole body rips open, and this giant kraken monster kind of pops out and attacks all the enemies around. So we're just trying to play around that. If the character is already dead, what could you do? What's actually dangerous for them? Or what could you do with their bodies what you couldn't do normally? And try to do the comedic part of that. So, like, for example, if you get killed, you don't actually die. You just lose your head, but then somebody else can help you to put your head back on your body, So that kind of thing.
Use your head to spray some sort of sick all over the place.
Yeah, that's true, actually. So the idea was, that's the other thing we wanted to try. I mean, we looked at other brawlers, and we thought, how can we actually make people work more together? How can it become sort of almost like a weird athletic dance between all the characters? How could you become sort of like one team together instead of just fighting in each area? So one thing is, for example, if you lose your head, the other characters can pick up your head and then use that as a weapon, because you can actually puke this sort of like acid out of your head, and the other characters then run around with this and use it as a weapon. And there's other parts to that we try to sort of get people to really work together in a way.
And there was also one place where all the characters banded together into one sort of mega zombie, if you will.
Mega zombie, yeah. We actually call the mega zombie, or the Stitch zombie. So yeah. So basically, what we wanted to try is what happens if what you do is you run into this like magic field, and you basically get stitched into one giant zombie, and you have to find out a way to cooperate. So if you run in one direction and the other character run the other direction, then the zombie won't move. You actually have to move in the right direction together. So one character, one controls the legs, one controls the arms, and one controls like a way to shoot little bombs out. And the 4th character, which you're unlucky to become him, actually just controls a little drum. So you can keep the beat of the whole gameplay. So yeah. it's also another way to basically get people to work together.
And other than that, we should expect your sort of your normal progression for one of these side-scrolling brawlers that you go through levels. And can you tell us a little bit about the scope of what's here?
Yes, so the story is set out on like there are basically 10 different worlds that you travel through, trying to get back the eye and also find out what happens to the different characters here. So 10 different worlds with each about 3.5 level each. So it's about 30 levels. Right now we are targeting the playtime to a little bit above 10 hours. But we have also added that this is the basic gameplay that you can go through, the whole story itself, but there's also side quests that you can jump into and take part of those if you want to. Which can be, for example, what we played was where you have to save this this blind witch's kitten, you know. And these are like extra quests that you can pick up to basically gain more weapons or gain more coins and get extra goodies in the game.
Yeah. So where are you at in development right now, and sort of what platforms are you targeting, et cetera, et cetera?
So right now we're working we're focusing a lot on PS4 right now to make sure that really runs perfectly, and Steam for PC. So that's our target goals to be released in July, which looks really good actually. And then after that we hope to later on release it on Xbox and maybe also Wii U. We're looking at that too. But first these two platforms. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.